Hey folks, I have another quick tip for you today. This one is on how long a webinar should be in order to lead to a higher end program. Hi folks, I'm Kimberly Hobscheid with Entrepreneurs Rocket Fuel, and this is another in a series of quick tips for you. So today I was sitting with an entrepreneur and she asked me a great question, which I thought might be of value to our group. She asked me how long is appropriate for a webinar at this point in order to lead people to a higher end program. And she's talking about a free webinar where people sign up and get value, learn a little bit more about something, and then at the end you make them an offer or an invitation to join a higher end program or to purchase a course or to make an engagement with you in some way. So it's a great question, and I have seen all kinds of lengths of webinars out there these days. The going time frame right now seems to be somewhere between 50 and 70 minutes, and that doesn't mean that all of them are within that time frame, but that just seems to be what I'm seeing out there right now as a trend. So when I sat down to talk to her, she had given 2 webinars. One was actually 70 minutes almost exactly. She had 25 participants on it, and she had 3 people convert, which is about a 12% conversion. She had given a second webinar for a friend of hers that wanted to add in some additional content. The webinar was 3 hours long, and at the end she had no conversions. So she asked, is 3 hours just flat out too long for a free webinar? And the answer is, unfortunately, it depends. So what you need to do is have a larger sample size. So the 3-hour webinar may have converted if it was at a different time of day. It may have converted if it was a different time of week. It may have converted if she had Facebook traffic or a different JV was using it, or if she felt differently that day, or if she had, eaten a more fulfilling lunch. Who knows what it was that ended up that she had no conversion that day, and maybe it was flat out too long for her participants. It may have been a variety of factors: what she was wearing, what she was feeling, what she was eating, what she was drinking, what time of day it was, what day of the week it was, who referred in the traffic, how the traffic came, how the traffic was feeling that day. All kinds of different things contribute to whether or not that the webinar is successful. And the only thing that you can do is go back at it and try it again. However, personally, I would say that if a 3-hour webinar is not converting for me, I am not going to give another 3-hour webinar just to save my own self some time a little bit, right? So if you're trying to build, know, love, and trust factors, which is having an audience be able to get to know a little bit more about you, get to build a little bit more trust in you, and get to really love who you are as a human being, you're probably going to need a little bit more time than, say, 10 or 15 minutes on the webinar. In order to give them that value that they deserve for signing up, you're probably going to want to give a little bit less than 3 hours. I'm going to tell you, and just for a rule of thumb, that 50 minutes to about 75 minutes is a really good rule of thumb to save yourself some time, to save your audience some time, and to be able to give enough value to your audience that you do, in fact, build that know, like, and trust factor. I hope that tip was helpful for you today. I'm Kimberly Hobscheid, the creator of Entrepreneurs Rocket Fuel. If you don't already have a mentor or a guide or a coach or somebody to take you by the hand and hold you accountable and help you when you get stuck, I would love to work with you. Go to entrepreneursrocketfuel.com/apply and fill out an application. You and I will get on the phone. We'll chat a little bit about where your business is now and where you want it to be, and we'll figure out if one of my programs is right for you. Again, that's entrepreneursrocketfuel.com/apply. And I am the creator of Entrepreneurs Rocket Fuel, Kimberly Hobscheid, and I look forward to working with you. Cheers.